300 a day to like 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 as we started to scale.
All right, so another welcome. Again, I'm Will Schmar, one of the co-founders at Freedom Club. We have Bareen and Mona. Very excited to share with you today. So for those who are joining us for the first time, success stories, I guess evidently the name success stories. I've been going around interviewing successful students in the Freedom Club. Been an amazing experience. I guess the whole agenda is to help serve you, inspire and motivate you. So if we can help at least one student struggling with an obstacle, then mission success. We will not talk about specific brand names or products, just so no one copies. I know that you're not going to copy, but just in case. Okay?
Let's go.
We're good.
Yeah.
Obviously, you two have spent a lot of your lives together, and it's been quite eventful from the sounds of it. So I think if we start from the beginning, and I guess you can share one at a time, and then we get to the point where you've met, and then you can almost share together. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start with where are you from?
I've been in Sydney since I was 6. I'm originally from Afghanistan.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. So mum and dad immigrated here in 91. And then, I'm an only child. So grew up here, primary school, high school, university, beautiful group of friends. And then just out of high school, I met Mona.
Okay, just out of high school, okay. So good. So noted. So Mona, let's hear about your, before you met.
Sydney born and raised. My parents migrated here from Lebanon about 50 years ago.
Lebanese.
Yes.
Kifik.
Thank you, fuck.
Bin ich hier?
Oh,
Yeah, no, it's very bad. I know, right? Lebanese sucks.
beautiful. It was beautiful. Poetic. Similar to Bareen. So we're already starting to get into how we're similar, but did really well at school, did really well at uni. Bareen did really well at school and really well at uni, sort of self-confessed high achievers. Met each other at the point that we were at our part-time job. We were working at bras and things.
And I teased Mona. I said, I'm going to tell them we were actually like lingerie models. But
I died.
She died. That's what she was cracking up at in the back.
Oh,
but no,
okay,
we were
okay.
just in retail. We were in retail and we just became best friends from there. And then it's been 22 years since then. And we've just kind of done life together.
Okay, so you were both in high school when you met, but you didn't...
Different high schools.
Different high schools. You met at the
Bras and
retail job
Things.
at Bras
Yes.
and Things.
Yes.
So how old were you, sorry?
Mona was 17. I was 19.
Okay, so 2
Yeah.
years apart.
Yeah. And I used to call her little one because I thought she was such a baby.
Okay, you don't still call her that?
I think I stopped at a certain point.
Okay, fair enough. So university, did you also go to the same...
No.
Okay.
Different
didn't,
unis. I was at Sydney Uni and I did a Bachelor of Arts and Commerce.
Okay.
And
I was Bachelor of Business Marketing, but we did support each other through that.
Mm-hmm.
And we supported each other through applying for graduate programs at the end of uni.
Yeah.
We were both looking for different roles, but both sort of really aiming high.
Yeah.
And we both got the graduate roles that we applied for, and we thought that was the pinnacle of success.
Yeah.
We were like, we are amazing. We got
Well, that
into
is
these
amazing.
companies.
it was good.
It was.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was.
supported each other through those careers and worked up the corporate ladder. Again, separately. We didn't work together, but supported each other through that process.
Okay. Well, let's talk careers. So tell me a bit more about your careers.
Okay, so I got a graduate role with Westpac. I was in commercial banking. So I was essentially managing relationships with large corporate customers.
Yeah.
Eventually, like as I moved through the graduate program, I did that for like 5 years or so.
Okay.
And I just didn't feel like it was my calling. So then, and I love to-do lists. So then I became a project manager and it was my calling in life. So I did project management for about 5 or 6 years after that. And I loved that. It was great. Yeah.
And what about you?
Straight out of uni, I got a role with Procter & Gamble, and my whole career then was in FMCG and healthcare, again, really big corporates.
Yeah, wow.
Sales, marketing, and mainly shopper marketing was my area of expertise.
Okay. So you're both obviously very smart and high achievers and beautiful, like I said before.
Thank you.
So I'm flirting. No. so you're trying to. So then why Freedom Club?
It was probably about 5 years ago or so. I mean, look, we enjoyed our corporate roles and we did well in it. But I remember every single morning we'd be in the car to each other, sitting in Sydney traffic and just saying, there's got to be a better way. Like, this is nice and we're learning and we're growing, but there's got to be something more. And at the point where we both fell pregnant, 6 weeks apart as well, we thought we'd do it all together. But
seriously?
it was cute. So, and our two best, like our sons are best friends. We forced them.
So how many kids?
I have one son, 4.5.
2. So 4 and 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're 4-year-olds at the same time. Yeah,
Yes, like 6 weeks. So mine's 6 weeks older. Yeah, so we just kind of got to a point where we'd stopped working at that point and we had our babies. And then, I don't know, I think we just decided we didn't want to do this anymore. We didn't want to go back to corporate. That was something we didn't want to do.
Well, okay, so just a question there, because you both have had really, really busy lives, like overachievers, university. So then when you were both pregnant, had your maternity leave, what was that like? Because everything would have been going so fast in your lives and everything would have just basically paused.
Hard, really hard.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Just
was
a real change in identity that I
Yeah,
think we
massive.
spoke about countless times.
Yeah.
As I said, I mean, we talk about tickets on ourselves, self-confessed high achievers, but I think we got that satisfaction and happiness from achieving, kicking goals, people all saying, you're so amazing, here's this role, here's this money. That was where we sourced our happiness from.
Yeah.
And then when it all stopped and then you're feeling like, oh, I'm going to be a great mum, and then this child comes along and you're like, this kid doesn't sleep and he's screaming at me all day long. Am I even doing this well?
Yeah.
We spent a long time trying to work out, God, who are we and what really does make us happy?
Yeah.
And if we go back to corporate, is it going to feel the same? Am I going to feel that sense of achievement if I go back now? And we realized actually no, because we're totally different people. Our priorities have changed. We chose motherhood. We chose family. And that for me was motherhood and caring for sick and elderly people, some of which have since passed away. And our priorities completely changed. And we decided we didn't want to be in that car for 3 hours a day just to have people say like, good job, you're doing so good and here's your paycheck, and go home and sit on your laptop all night long, which is what it was. It wasn't full time. It was round the clock, really, because if we do something, Bareen and I, we do it at 300%. If we put our minds to something, we are all in. So for everyone we ever worked for, we killed ourselves really to just be the best performers we could be, and then decided it would be amazing to do something for ourselves. That wasn't where Freedom Club came in, but we did try a couple other business ideas.
Yeah, so what did you try? Because this would be 4 years ago, right?
Yes.
You said-
So what happened was we actually, whilst we were pregnant, Mona would suck on ginger lollies because she was so nauseous.
Oh, God.
It was hilarious. We'd have chicken wraps at home in my house every day. 4 years ago, we looked at creating a service-based app.
So you did this together, by the way, right?
Yeah. So what happened was we decided we don't want to do this anymore. We left work. We went to Sardinia, and we decided we're going to do something together. We're going to create something amazing together. Came back.
Because you've done a lot of travel together, right?
We
We had
together.
Yeah, yep, all through Europe. But this was like older. We were both married at this point and said bye to our husbands and left them there.
Yeah, I love that.
And then afterwards, that's when we came back, fell pregnant, and whilst we were pregnant, we created this app. And it was going very good, except it was in the HR industry and
In retail,
HR. And I think I gave birth to Zane March 4th, 2020, and 3 days later,
all the lockdowns happened.
COVID happened, lockdowns happened,
Okay.
And retail died.
and so that's where we were at. And then 6 weeks later, Mona gave birth to Owie, and it was 2 years of motherhood at that point, and that was quite hard because we'd left work to do something amazing, and we thought we were going to do this whilst we had our babies.
Yeah.
But I think we'd underestimated motherhood. And then on top of that, it was hard, obviously, with the retail industry just crashing at that point.
Yeah.
And post that, we had a couple of other ideas. So we're currently actually working on a physical product. We've actually got a product in development right now. So we're working on that. We had a few other ideas in between. And every time we had an idea, we'd sort of reach the same conclusion, which was that we both come with really different skills that complement one another beautifully.
Yeah.
But we always had the same point of vulnerability or gap. And that knowledge gap was always around that e-commerce digital space.
Okay.
So we're always very reliant on agencies and then at the mercy of however much they want to quote and whatever they're talking about. And there was a really pivotal point that I think changed our trajectory, and that was last year for Bareen's birthday. Part of her birthday gift was tickets to go see Stephen Bartlett, who's Dragon's Den UK, Diary of a CEO podcast, incredible.
Yeah.
He was speaking in Sydney, and one of the points he made was in order to be a really successful person with longevity, one of the things you need to do is just always look at continual learning and upskilling. And we were like, you know what? This is the gap that keeps coming up for us year on year. This is the gap. How are we going to close this gap? So Bareen started that hunt, went online, started engaging with e-com businesses, Freedom popped up in her feed.
Yeah, so I started looking at all of these courses and Freedom did come up. And I think I must have just popped my name down for Austin's free sheet. It was something, right?
Yeah.
And then I forgot about it. And I just kept getting emails and emails and emails. And I'm one of those people that unsubscribes to everything. I hate my inbox being full. I was just seeing these emails and it was actually funny because his emails used to make me laugh. And the one that actually got my attention was Bareen. I'm confused. And I was like, why is this man confused? I had to jump on him. Why is he confused? What did I do? Anyways, and it was at that point that I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give this a go. And I did. And I told Mona at that point, I thought, look, I'm just going to have a chat to these guys and see who they are. And maybe they can help us kind of close this gap.
And Bareen was hyped up, me not so much.
Yeah.
I was a little more apprehensive. Bareen was like, this sounds great. Like, look at what they're going to teach us. And don't worry about the fact they say you can make money. She was like, this for us is an exercise in upskilling. We're going to learn so much. Don't worry. Like, don't go in thinking we're going to make money. We're probably not going to make money. Let's just go and learn. Like, let's learn how to do all these things and, you know, build our knowledge. And I thought, okay. And then we had a call with one of your BDMs.
Yeah.
He was great. He answered all of our questions.
Do you
And I
remember
was
who
like,
it was?
Braden, who's no longer here, but he was lovely.
Yeah.
It was so good. And he made it sound so easy. He made it sound almost too good to be true. And I literally said to him on the call, I said, I feel like you're my Nigerian prince and you're about to steal all my money. Like it was it literally felt like that. But he did win us over and we signed up. And as I said, once we commit to something, we were like, if we're in this, we're in it. And we're all in and we've been all in ever since.
Okay. So I've got a few things I want to unpack there. It's all really great. I mean, one of the last things you said is really, really interesting is I am so confident about, you know, the Freedom Club as I'm assuming that both of you are now as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's like the main goal is to make money. But if God forbid it doesn't work out in that way for you, then you're going to learn so much that you can take into any other business. You know, it's like the course is so extensive. It covers absolutely everything. And I haven't heard that from students I've interviewed. I loved the attitude of, look, we're probably not going to make money. I mean, it was a little bit doubtful, but just going, we're going to learn new skills. We're going to build that gap. So then when we do the next thing or whatever, we're sorted. I mean, I'm so glad it's worked out for you with Freedom Club, but it's a really, really nice attitude. But I have a question. So when you understood that you both had the gap, because that's actually quite interesting. There's a lot of self-awareness there. And I know this, what was that guy's name again?
Stephen Bartlett,
Stephen Bartlett. So that obviously helped you a lot.
Yeah.
I think this is a bit of a moment to give, I guess, students advice. How were you so self-aware to work out that you had this gap or you had this hold that you needed? How do you come about that?
I think for us, it's because we'd done a couple of things previously together.
Okay.
And we'd realized, like, even because when I did project management, I did technical project management. So I had that. I'm not in IT myself, but I understood the end-to-end phase of how to build something. Mona, unbelievable, marketing, customer, all of that. My back end is finance. But every time we got to this point of, we need to do something and now we need to bring it to life. It was like, who do we pay?
On other people,
And every time you went, it was, 10,000 here, 5,000 here. Hey, we need social media grid. 20,000 there.
Yeah.
Everything was so expensive. And I think it was constantly just going back and understanding we are paying a lot of money because we have a skill gap and can we close that out? And even if at the end of the day, I'm not the one building the website, I'm not doing the ads, which we absolutely are now end to end. But we thought, imagine being able to lead in a way where we actually understand what a developer is saying to us or media agency is saying to us. So for us, it was just empowering to be able to close that gap.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing because the more you learn, the more skills you develop. Like you said, the less you have to pay other people to do that. And
Absolutely.
then you can, then just outsource, people offshore for, I guess the roles that don't require a lot of critical thinking and creativity, and then you can really, so that's really cool. Really love that. Okay, so let's go back to then you joined the Freedom Club, skepticism, you were a lot more confident.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think once she saw the videos, she was sold. And it was funny. We had this little thing because we watched the first few videos and we were like, we were ready. We were ready to be like, this is not going to be for us. We can't wait to get our 30-day money back.
Yeah, we were asking, like, what are the terms and conditions for this money
And some
back
people
guarantee?
are like, yeah.
It was funny, actually. We're like, we're going to do this in 30 days and it's probably not going to work out. And I think by like the 5th or 6th video, it was so funny. It became our little tradition. We sit in a cafe, sit in different cafes and we work. And every time we'd finish a video, I
We
was
were
like,
so impressed by Austin's, like we were so impressed by the content.
we'd always be like, wow. And I was like, Mona,
Go,
give him a
do
kiss.
it.
And she'd be
I'd
like,
have
two
to.
kisses on the
Two
cheek.
kisses, two
because he
ethnic
did an
kisses for
amazing
Austin,
job.
yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of every, I still do it. At the end of every lesson, I kiss Austin.
And we even
twice.
told Austin when we saw him, we're like, we give you 2 kisses on the cheek.
Oh, God.
Every time we're like, that is a great video.
Yeah.
Because we just learned. Every
Yeah.
time we did something, we did a video.
So good, yeah.
An hour later, we're like, oh.
The course is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just learned so much from it.
Obviously, this is just such amazing feedback. I love the kisses through the computer to Austin. Very cute. Okay, so obviously you're very impressed by the videos. You were taking it all in, very impressed. The more you watched, the more excited you got. You had your little routines, going to the cafes.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to, I guess, launch your first store?
2 months. So we started in June, and by August, mid-August, we'd launched.
Okay, so obviously June last year, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
So you launched in August. How did your launch go?
3 days later, we got our first sale. I remember the lady's name, her address. I could tell you everything about that lady. Honestly, that moment changed everything for us. No sales after that. So it went quiet after that.
Okay.
But that moment changed everything. And I think for years, Bareen and I said, we know we've got a lot of skill. We know we've got a lot to bring. We know we have a lot to offer. But wouldn't it be a dream to make $1 by ourselves? And we always thought, could we? Can't we? God, I really want that, but I don't know if I can.
And that first sale,
That
just
first sale.
solidified that and made it real.
Yeah.
It was heaven.
And it's this conditioning that we went through. Like the right path is school, university,
Very
a good
traditional.
corporate job. And it's fine, like it is and it can be, right? And we learned and we grew so much in those corporate roles. But for us to get to that point where we made our own money, like something changed at that moment.
It did. So it did go quiet after that, but I think that was the fuel we needed.
Okay, so because I remember my first Shopify sale, and again, it is just so exciting. You know, you've just made something from nothing. You've done it yourself. You're working for yourself. So was this the first time you actually you ran your own business? So you've always
Yep.
okay.
So we'd gotten things and we were always in development, and the other business we've got, the product's in prototype at the moment, but it was never to a point where we generated cash.
Okay.
And I think one of the best things about this was speed to market.
Yeah.
Like within a month, within 2 months, you actually have an opportunity to generate money.
And that was the proof we
Yeah.
needed that this was something worth investing in.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so very exciting.
Yes.
So okay, first sale, then I'm so glad at least you got the first sale in the 3 days, because obviously this was such a big milestone for you both, I can tell. So what happened after that?
The product didn't work. So we kind of waited maybe 4 or 5 days, had a few chats with Emma, and then realized
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go. And it was tough at that point because, I mean, we hadn't even planned to really do this, but then you realize I've put all this effort and it does build, the momentum builds for you. And then you get this and you're like, oh, okay, now what? And the product finding phase was hard. And I think going back to that, there were times when I was like, I'm not doing this. And she's like, we got this,
We're doing
Bareen. We
this.
got
So
this.
how was it? I guess you just fed off each other, because it's like, again,
100%.
when something doesn't work with anything in life, you just want to quit. I mean, and then there's the difference between the people that do quit and then the people that try again. So
And
how
you
did
know what,
you?
Will, I don't think we ever have felt like we want to quit.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's a responsibility to each other. We love each other so much. We don't want to let each other down. Bareen hates how competitive I am also. Can't help it. There is no option but to keep going. And we both, once we commit to each other,
Yeah.
we at no point did we want to quit. But we did we had to go back to the drawing board. When we say drawing board, new products 4 times until we've found one that we think could be a winner.
Okay, so 4 products?
Yep.
Okay, so how long until let's say you had your first, I don't know, you started making a few $100s a day. When did this start happening? So you launched after 2 months, had your first sale, then when did you
And then it
start
was
seeing a bit of
nothing.
action?
And then we launched another product in September, and it did okay.
Yeah.
Got us to 400-500 in sales, and then it just kind of sat there.
This is product 2, and this is a month
product
after.
two, yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point, we decided to actually go with our complementary. We thought, you know what, let's see if our complementary works. We've already done all the work here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can push this out whilst we look for a new primary.
Yeah.
And we were lucky. That actually started to generate cash for us.
Okay. What was the value that you were selling this complimentary for?
So
It's a really good question because it's $30.
Interesting.
There was a big learning in that, and I think something that we'd love to share in terms of one of the things that helped us through. So we knew we had to go on the hunt for a new winning product, but as Bareen said, that process can be so tedious and difficult. It can feel really difficult. But something that Chris said in a call, I don't know, 5-6 months ago, that's just stuck with me. And he just kept saying, momentum makes money. And I was like, that has always stuck with me. And so at the time we thought, we've done all this work to get our complimentary up. Let's just give it a bit of love and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And in fact, even fast forward to today, we have our new primary product, but that $30, what was complimentary product, I would call our secondary product. And although we've deviated from the formula a little bit, we actually still have that product because what it does is it brings people in and then we cross-sell them and we get far more than $30 worth of value. So even to this day, we actually have that. And
You're
that
still
was
running
sort of-
ads to this complimentary.
We are.
Yeah, for
And that
both.
was the life source. I think just having that trickle in of sales gave us the momentum to be like, let's find that winning product. It's not this, but we've got momentum. Let's keep going. So that was a good tip.
Okay. So I'm loving this. So this is your third product. Okay. No, sorry.
Yeah. It is because it was the first, and then the second didn't do much at all.
Went to the
we went to the
complimentary.
complimentary.
And then your next did your next one hit?
Yeah,
Is that,
that's the one. That's the one that hit.
Okay. Now we're in September now.
No,
So-
we're in August launch, September the second product. October is when we went for the complimentary and we started to get that momentum. And by November we launched the winning product.
Okay. So how many months are we talking now?
Like
3 months.
3 months.
3. Okay. How did it feel when this primary product started
Oh, it was
performing?
amazing. It was
Incredible.
amazing.
Incredible.
And the increase, it was something that I said to Mona the other day. The benchmark just continued to increase for us. How we were excited by the $1, and then in September it was like $400, and the 100 we generated the month before meant nothing. It was like, oh, that 400's where it's at. And then on October, it was 10 times that. And we were like, wow. And at every point, it just continues to increase.
It's not
that
even
bar.
a conscious thing, but
No.
our benchmark just keeps increasing. I mean, I literally, maybe for the first, I'm not exaggerating, 800 sales, I would call Bareen every single time, any time of day or night. I would ring her every time and say, sale, look.
And if
I've
she
sort
called me
of-
for any other reason, I was like,
Yeah, why are you ringing?
why are you ringing? Is there a sale?
And I still get, I'm still so excited. But
yeah.
And to be honest, Will, I mean, what I'm really excited about, probably jumping forward now.
Yeah.
We're silver now, and we're so proud.
Yeah.
But what we were saying before, I think our biggest success is that change in mindset. All of a sudden, the benchmark is different. We see success differently. The people around us measure success as that corporate route. And all of a sudden, we were not these girls a year ago.
Powerful.
We wanted that a year ago, but I don't think we really believed it. But now we're like, we can do this. We can take this path and we can do it together. That's the biggest success.
Well, I mean, because it is such a identity change and a lens change.
It
It is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Amazing. So let's talk results now.
Yep.
What's your store currently doing
So
a week or month?
In Jan, we did 26.
That's right. I put
Yeah.
that in the announcement.
Yeah.
26 in Jan. How
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
Really good.
Yeah. And it's
good.
just been upward
Okay.
since.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 26 in January, and how much profit of that was profit? 45% margin?
No, edging to
No, no.
30%.
Edging to 30%.
Yeah.
Okay. The biggest thing so far is that this shift in identity.
Yeah.
You've now got this
100%.
thing that you maybe thought was not impossible but unlikely.
Yes.
Correct.
That's now in front of you, impossible. Let's
Yeah.
do this thing.
Yep,
Correct.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I know the answer to this, but what would you contribute, I guess, the biggest part of your success? Is it being together, is supporting each other, or what's some advice you could give, the fellow students?
I think definitely having each other. That's been key because there are days when one feels a little bit like, oh my God. And there have been so many times where I was like, no, we can't. And she's like, we got this.
Yeah.
And vice versa. We've been able to kind of push each other through that. Also, I think a lot of the live calls, just Mona's been amazing with that. Joined every single live call there is, being really involved in the community.
It's a stupid thing to say, but product, obviously finding that right product has helped us. Momentum, genuinely, when I say momentum makes money, the fact that we have never let it go dry. I know last night you and Emma were saying sometimes a great thing to do is to just take a step back and have a week or two. Sometimes we have taken a step back to just recalibrate, but I like that Bareen and I have never let it drop.
Yeah,
Just
you
momentum.
you stayed onto the pulse. I mean, even just launching your complimentary while looking for a new
Yep.
product is evidence of that, isn't it?
The other things I would say, a couple tips. So one of the things that we struggle with the most, but has really helped us significantly, is things like Meta Ads Manager. That's obviously creative, constant creative, obviously,
Yeah.
constantly creating creative, but Meta Ads Manager. And on every live call, the golden rule is you don't touch something that's working.
Yeah.
And that's true. But what we found is that trying to strike that balance of not touching what's working and then touching it to teach Meta a lesson is a really hard balance to find.
Okay.
But we found when you're not scared and you do teach Meta a lesson, and you do say, I'm not happy with this and I'm turning this off or I'm bringing this down, we've actually had great results. So it's just trying to be a bit brave in experimentation to say, I'm going to give it a crack. Even if it might mean for 2 days I'm slow while the system warms up again, just give it a crack.
Yeah,
Other
okay.
things to our success, I would say, again, a lot of calls with Emma. She helped us, again, to have that confidence to scale, put a bit
Yep.
more money into advertising. The other thing for us that's really big, I think, is just being surrounded by the right people and the right network. We have incredible friends and family that support everything that we do, but we don't really know anyone in this space. And we've always said that's another little gap for us. And that is part of the reason why I'm so obsessed with this community and so engaged, because I just love that everybody's on the same journey. We're all going through the same experience. We all have that goal and this aspiration, but we weren't surrounded by those people. And I mean, we came out of that Sydney meetup and it was brilliant. And we got in the car and Bareen said something about us meeting Josh and Austin and having just met you. It is the same story where she literally just said they vibrate at a different frequency. And I was like, yes, they do. And you couldn't, you couldn't help but, it sounds so weird. We were at Coogee Bay Pavilion, but we came out being like, that was so good for my soul. We're just so desperate to be surrounded by other people that are living what we're living, want to support us, and we want to support them. Like, people are constantly in the DMs asking us questions, and that is the biggest honor. I'm like, that is awesome. You want my thoughts, and I do the same. Like, I'm constantly hitting people up. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to surround ourselves with like-minded people because we think that's going to help us grow, and that has helped us grow to date.
And it does. And I mean, I think it was Tony Robbins that said you're the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And if
So
we're
true.
surrounding ourselves with people who are on the same journey,
Yeah.
I think that will elevate, like mutual across the board.
Yeah, okay. Well, what's amazing is like this community meetup that you're setting up, which so exciting.
Yeah.
That's going to be helping you, but also obviously everyone coming to that, it's going to be such a great help to them. Because I mean,
that's
you've said so many contributing factors to your success, but I guess one of the big things is having each other, and it's hard for, like you said, even though your families support you, if they don't understand e-commerce, it is this kind of like this like strange, I guess, black sheep in a way where it's like super hard to relate to.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about it, making it tangible, I guess, giving advice to everyone else. It's like finding someone that you can confide in and that can help support you. They don't necessarily have to understand the ins and outs of e-commerce, but I think just no matter what you do in life, having someone that supports you is really, really important.
I mean, just on what you said, Will, about black sheep, it truly did feel for years for both Bareen and I. Sometimes we tell people we want to start a business, like, and then we're going to get into e-com, and people that know us do trust that, we've got great personalities and we have a lot to offer. Great. But they would genuinely glaze over and they would look at us as if I just said, I am the next Angelina Jolie. I'm going to be a movie star. That was a look on their face. Me saying I want to start a business, they were like, that's really good. Like,
so
that's great.
Why do you think this is?
I think because the definition of success has always been corporate, right?
Okay.
And
And they were
and if
thinking-
you've got good corporate jobs, why
Yeah,
would
exactly.
you leave? Like my
Exactly.
mom, she's so funny.
yeah.
I love her. Every time I say to her, Mom, guess what we made? She goes, what? And I say, this. She goes, but you made more in your job, didn't you? And I said, yeah, Mom, but I was there for 11 years. I put 11 years into that. And I'm sure if I put 11 months into it, I could probably replicate that. So it's
You will.
that.
You will.
Yeah, right? So it's that. We give so much to corporate for years and years and you get your steady increase. But
And so just finding people that actually understand this has just been pivotal to us.
yeah, it's been good.
This is probably our time to make an announcement.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, announcement. Let's go. No, you've got time.
No, she does this to me all the time.
What's
This
the
is the
announcement?
dynamic of our relationship.
Okay,
that
okay.
Well, I've spent 22 years doing things to make Bareen laugh and make her awkward, and she secretly loves it, but she won't admit it.
She does this to me all the time.
We've decided we're going to get the freedom tattoo.
No, we.
I'm actually totally joking, but
Stitch up.
She does this to me all the
I
time.
do it to Bareen all the time.
She does.
So no tattoo.
No tattoo.
This
No,
is my
Can you
announcement.
imagine? Can you imagine?
Can you imagine us walking in today? No,
You
just
just got this massive freedom tattoo or something in your neck. Oh my god.
Oh my
little
goodness.
teardrop with freedom.
So
Anyway.
you sure you're not getting a freedom tattoo? Because I'm sensing
You know
that-
what she does to me? She does this to me all the time. She'll plant a seed in my head. She'll say, we're going to do this. And I say, no, we're not. No, we're not. That's a really bad idea. And then I walk into something and I'm leading. And she's like, you just said no. But she plants the seeds. But no, we're not getting
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But we proudly do wear the T-shirts and everybody does ask us, what's freedom?
Yeah.
We're sitting in a cafe.
Look, I got this with Sky and TJ, who also work with us.
Yep.
It's funny though, people will see the Freedom Club T-shirt on me and then go, oh, you've also got the tattoo. And it kind of looks funny, but freedom to me, because we obviously named the business Freedom Club, but freedom meant obviously something to me before.
Yeah.
I did get this after though, but it's not just for Freedom Club, okay?
Okay.
Next time we might have matching tattoos. You never know. You never say never. Anything is possible.
I just feel like you women wouldn't be getting tattoos. I can just tell. The Middle Eastern, the values. I mean, my mum was not happy. I'm Lebanese, even though I can barely speak it.
Yeah.
But my mum was not happy when she saw the tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah. And it is funny, just on mums, it's like, it's funny how your mum just went straight to the numbers.
It's true.
She's so
She
funny.
literally asks Bareen, she goes, but net, what did you make net?
And I always say my mom has become a businesswoman ever since this has happened. But they're actually really proud now.
Yeah.
I think they're blown away. So it's very good.
Okay. I've got a few questions here, but I was just going to say, I remember Hitton saying that, again, his dad, like most parents, was so confused with e-commerce. Then every day he would call just asking about the numbers,
Yep.
And my dad's the same. He's always asking about my brands and like.
We're meeting Hitton tomorrow for Valentine's Day, the three of us.
No.
We are. Well, we are meeting.
I never know what to take you
It
seriously
is
now.
Valentine's Day.
You're always joking around.
We're meeting up with him for coffee, but not for
It is Valentine's Day. Hitton, we love you.
Hitton is the nice guy ever. I mean, everyone's so nice. He was, sitting here not long ago. Okay, so you're having a little romantic date, you two with Hitton. How
gonna
cute.
bring the candles.
Love it. Don't know where my invite was. That's okay. Let's see what we got here. Diane said, so Austin's email marketing works.
It does.
This is correct.
It does.
Okay, so we've got Chelsea saying, love these calls.
Hi, Chelsea.
Thank you,
Hello.
Chelsea. Annalisa and David, thanks, ladies, for giving your time when you have littlies. I understand it's hard to get away from those gorgeous babies.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I share that appreciation for
Thank
you
you,
both.
Will.
Thank you.
Hi, Jimmy.
Jimmy the legend. Okay, so Annalisa is back. So sorry, how long did you say it took to get your first customer? So you launched
2 months.
2 months, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was 3 days from you launched
3 days post
ads,
launch. Yeah.
but it took you 2 months to
Yeah.
Launch.
Yep.
Cool. Jacques and Tash, very cool.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Kieran, wow, that's epic, ladies. So exciting hearing your process along the journey so far.
Thank you.
Carleen Dexter, just thanking you for sharing your journey.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
The support, hey. Sandra's saying
So
thank
nice.
you. Sheldon and Sonia saying brilliant stuff, ladies. Congrats.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Okay, so Kyle is asking, did your winner take off straight away?
Yes.
It did.
Yeah.
Yep. And one of the things for us was when you listen to the videos, Austin says, like, if it's a winner, it's a born winner.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, that can't be it. Like,
Yeah.
that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But it really
It
does.
is how it works.
It is
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
Like the real winners, like you can, like I said, we can trickle in sales through other things, but the
Yeah,
ones
but
that
you-
are gonna make it, they're born.
winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stand by that as well. I agree. Okay, so Nat and Ollie, so I might have missed it, but did you both fully quit corporate?
We did.
Yep.
Look, we
so-
never fully closed the door on it. I think we thought it might be a necessary evil. Are we going to go back? I don't want to. But we did fully quit, and now we've decided we will never go back.
Oh, so that decision has been made now.
Yep.
We're not going back.
No. And look, we were at a point where the boys had grown up and it was critical. It was either we start generating money or we
we
do
have to
need
go
to
back. Yep.
go back. And I
Necessity.
think we've been lucky enough to build something that
prove
is
this could work.
generating.
Yeah.
Well, lucky and hard work and a lot of bravery as well. Again, like you really went against, I know this is cliche, but you really did go against the naysayers. Like you said, people were looking at you like you're Angelina Jolie. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not very...
Yeah.
I know they probably didn't do that on purpose,
Yeah.
but it doesn't give you a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah,
So-
it is because it's scary already as it is. Like we were scared. We were trying to deal with our own mindset and the conditioning we've kind of had. So there were so many times we'd sit there and talk ourselves into it. But look, we were also lucky our husbands were supporting us. So we could kind of quit and give it everything
Yeah.
at this point. Yeah.
Well, it does. I mean, obviously, I don't know your husbands, but it does sound like they'd be supporting
Yeah.
this whole journey.
Yeah.
Even if they maybe don't understand e-commerce, just the fact
Yeah.
that they were theirs, which is really nice. So, okay, Jacques and Tosh. Jacques said he'd get a freedom tat at 10K in 30 days, but I said he has put the benchmark too low.
Oh, I like it.
Bro, join the club, man. Get a tattoo with me. Okay, so Carly and Dexter, you guys are hilarious. I agree. As in, you two are hilarious. You don't have to get the tattoo. I'm sure Austin appreciated the kisses. Austin never told me about the kisses. He would have been blushing.
He actually, I was about to say he was blushing. He was
Yeah,
blushing.
He's,
Yeah.
he's a big sweetheart.
Yeah.
Okay, so Diane, I'm Middle Eastern, body full of tattoos. My dad doesn't know. How do you
So
get away
good.
with that?
Dad doesn't know.
How do you get away with that? That is very funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, Jacques and Tash, biggest things you've done that you think has helped with scaling? It's a good question. So as things, like you said, you had the winner, things are starting to pump. Yeah, what was the biggest thing that helped just scale with that?
One of them was actually just pumping more money into it. It took courage to do that. We were at 10 and then 20 and then 50. And I think we were talking to Emma and she was like
Go for
10%
it.
per day. And I think we were leading up to Black Friday sales at that point. And I think our sales went somewhere from like 300 a day to like 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 as we started to scale. So that was actually putting a bit more money, but we look at that data on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we if things aren't working, like if something, the CPP has gone up, we stop that ad. We don't continue to just pump in money into something that's not working.
And truthfully, we're still at the very beginning. I wouldn't even say we're in hardcore scaling. All we've done is pump more money in. Obviously, I mean, a couple of days ago, we got our first batch of UGC, but up until that point, we were making ads ourselves. So just a lot of new creative and trying it, but haven't even really started scaling. We've got some good winning audiences that we keep going back to, but we're still at the beginning of scaling, really.
Sorry, you were doing your ads yourself
Yep.
and you've just started with UGC?
Yeah,
When did you start with UGC?
2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a milestone. It's exciting.
Yep.
Okay, so Sasha, your energy is amazing. I'm so
Thank you,
happy
Sasha.
Thank
for you
you.
that you have each other. Your relationship is amazing. Your comment about the boys vibrating in a different frequency really hit with me. Thank you. In being at this community, I realized how important it is to surround myself with high energy people who aim high and go all in to achieve that. Love you guys.
Love you, Sasha.
Thank you.
Wow, beautiful message. So Kieran, when picking your niche, did you stay in the same niche your whole time even though products were failing essentially?
We did.
Yep.
So, and our brand name was broad enough to enable us to continue to use the same website, luckily.
Okay, Sandra, how long have you been in Freedom Club before you launched? That was 2 months?
2 months, yep.
Yeah. Being partners, did you have different things you worked on? That's a cool question. Separately and together while doing the course, did anything clash?
Yep. So we made sure that both of us have watched every lesson. So we both wanted to make sure that we had all of that knowledge because that was the primary reason why we're doing this. But since then, and since we've been sort of making money, we do divide and conquer a lot. We get each other across most things that we do. But for example, I'll do loading creative into Meta, all things customer. So demand generation, experience, customer issues. Bareen does all things back-end. So all the finance, Shopify, looking at the metadata, Klaviyo, all things back-end. So we do divide jobs that way. But we are sort of across everything because we do want to learn it. So we did everything together to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love the divide there. I love the setup. And also that is smart. You both have the foundation because you've gone through it all together. So I think that's very clever.
Yep.
Liang. Okay, so hi Will, Bareen and Mona. Would starting off with UGC in the beginning, if your product does not have UGC styled pictures ads, to avoid looking like typical dropshipping website, for example, white backgrounds?
No, is the question whether that would be a good idea? I wouldn't say that would be a good idea unless, of course, you were willing to take your own UGC at home so that way you could do it cheaply. But I would absolutely not recommend buying UGC up front. You just want to test and fail fast if you're going to fail, I suppose, with as little money and investment as possible.
Yep.
I know it can look, I mean, we struggle with that too.
Yeah, we really
There were so many
struggle.
times that we were like, that looks drop shippy. Like, would I think that's a scam? Would I buy it? It still works, guys. So just do it cheaply, just to test. And once you have a bit of traction, then
you
it might
can
be
redo
worth
it.
UGC. But I wouldn't do that up front.
Cool. That's great advice, and I agree. The beauty about drop shipping is it's so low risk. So just really channel the low risk until you can see something's been proven and you have the confidence to put more money in.
Yeah.
So
And look, if Mona was amazing, she trolled the internet to find the right types of pictures. And she became, I used to call her the Canva queen because she would just do magic with it. So as long as you play around with it, it doesn't have to look dropshippy.
Yeah.
You can actually find some material out there to make it look pretty consistent across the website.
second question, what would be your recommendations for initial ad spend for the first few weeks?
$10. So just, that's another piece of advice. Just follow Austin's lessons to a T. Don't think that, oh, as a consumer, I might do that differently, or my friend said this, or I saw that on AliExpress. Just follow the formula. I know Hitten said this last week. The formula works. Just follow everything that Austin is saying.
Yep.
And he does say, so start with $10 a day and don't let it go for longer than 3 days because it's born a winner or it's not. So start very small.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, completely agree. Follow the formula. Nat and Ollie, between product 1 and your winning product 4, did you change much in your website and your marketing style?
So I think our website, we still
question.
say is 1001 Austin. Like it is exactly the same. What we did do though is the products we had built, we never just put them away. They're still on our site. So at the moment we have 6 products and it's unbelievable. They just cross-sell because it works within that niche. But no, we haven't. But we do plan on now as it's starting to kind of grow, to redo a fair bit around the website, which is just even colours, photography, all of those things. Even just redoing our descriptions, all those things.
Okay.
But we've been able to get to where we are just using the original model.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good to know. You two are such a force. So great to see.
Oh, thanks,
Thank
Kieran.
you.
Sandra, okay, great. Utilizing your strengths. Oh, yeah, Jacques and Tash, have videos, I'm always curious about this too with all of our students. Have videos or images work better for your ads?
Videos. We've had some success with stills, but videos.
We actually find that the right combo is one video and a couple of stills
Okay.
Per ad set.
per ad set.
Yeah.
That really works well for us because I think it's the repetition of just seeing us and they see us here, there, and then in a video, and that always seems to close the gap. So we always try to kind of do
That's
that
the combo.
combo.
Okay. And are you running ads? So you're still obviously running your complementary, you're running your primary.
Yeah.
Are they the only 2 products you're running ads to at the moment?
Yes, but we sell all 6 products. Like when people come in, then they're cross-selling, I guess.
Yeah. Cool. Amazing. Thank you both very
Thank
much.
you, Will.
It was so lovely to meet you. And it's
Likewise.
funny. Yeah, thank you. You said that when you met Josh and Austin, they had such great energy. Higher frequency, I think you said.
They vibrate at a high.
Vi-
you all vibrate at a very
high-
high frequency. Yes.
So they said the same about you because I told them that I was interviewing you and they're like, wait till you meet these ladies. They're
that's lovely.
amazing.
So
They're so
nice.
great to chat to.
That's amazing.
So
Thank
yeah, I was
you.
really
Thank you.
looking forward to it. And
Thank you.
yeah, they were right. They were right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, and again, to everyone watching, when you're listening to fellow students talk about their story, they're literally doing this just to help you. They're not getting anything out of it, and I know that you all appreciate it because of just all the comments and the feedback you
Thank
get.
you so much,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming and listening, and thank you for your engaging questions. Oh, I've got some sort of sad news.
Tell us.
So I'm going out of the country. I'm going to go into Japan. Unfortunately, at the moment, there's no successful students in Japan.
Okay.
So it's going to be a little bit of a break for success stories.
Okay.
But as soon as I have the opportunity, I'll be doing this again, and I'll see everyone very soon. So
Okay.
Sounds good.
Amazing.
yeah, I'm gonna miss this.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you. How long will you be in Japan for?
So Japan for a week, and then Bali.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got a feeling there's potentially successful students in Bali. Just have to find them. Not everyone voices their success.
Yeah.
And then also there's a lot of students which is completely fair enough, that don't want to do this. Which again, that's fair.
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be a success story in live call or couple in Bali. So
It'd be amazing.
we'll
That'd be
see.
nice.
Uncle Damon, join the chat. Hi, Uncle Damon.
Hey mate, yes, everyone's just saying thank you. So yeah, we'll see.
Thank you.
We'll see
Guys.
everyone really soon. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless, and have a good Thursday
Have
night.
a good night, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, see you everyone.
Bye.